Good morning. Thank you for joining us for this service, the Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of August 2025. Please bear with us as we hope this will be our last entirely cyber service. We believe we'll be back in the temple building very soon after you view this service on the 3rd of August. We must thank Alan Goto for the videography and the tech support, and I will proceed immediately to read the names on the list of the Shotsuki Hoyo for August. I will ring the small bell as by way of a koncho bell and then read the names. Namo Mitabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namadabutsu, Namo Mitabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namadabutsu, Namo Amitabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namadabutsu. Namo Amitabutsu, Namandabutsu, 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 Namo Amitabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu. If I may, I'll read the names for the August Shotsuki Hoyo list. First, Akita Sawako, Alai Fumio, Arashige Matsumi, Babaoka Misako, Fuji Ruth Reiko, Fujimori William, Fujimoto Edward Hitoshi Fuzzy, Fujitaki Tom Takashi, Fukumoto Ritsu, Fukumoto Fusae, Goto Chiyoso, Hamada Hiroshi, Hamada Sachiko, Hamano Yukie, Harabe Mikio, Hayashi Mika, Ige Gien Catherine, Ito Haru, Kamoto Hoichi, Kawahara Kumataro, Kawamoto Aki, Kawamoto Rikizo, Kawamoto Toshiko, Kawasaki Toshio, Kikawa Robert, Kimura Kiwa, Kitani Kazuo, Kobayashi N, Kobayashi Kenjiro, Konishi Hisato, Konishi Jo, Konishi Kanichi, Koro Hakomi, Koro Kotaro, Mikiuchi Osamu, Marumoto Satsu, Masumoto Kunizo, Matsumura Shima, Miyagishima Mariko, Nakamoto Hatsuyo, Nakano Hansuke, Nakano Miyako, Nishiyama Izumi, Ogawa Kameichi, Ogawa Kameichi, Ogawa Kansaburo, Ogawa Michio, Ogura Kazuko, Okada Kuni, Okada Ryoko, Onishi Ikuo, Oshita Aki, Otani Atsushi, Otani Junichi, Otani Shizue, Oyama Kansaburo, Rying, Irene Pratt Trimmer Rying, Sakahara Mei Yaiko, Sakai Miyako, Shigeno Kazue, Shimoto Kunisuke, Shinmoto Miyokichi, Shubo Itsuyo, Sogi Otomatsu, Sukasawara Hanzo, Tsunada Kazuaki, Takenaka Kenichi, Tanigawa Tamayo, Terazawa Masaichi, Tsuchiya Koto, Umeta Sueno, Yahara Fusakichi, Yamaguchi Dozo, Yamaguchi Philip Yoshinori, Yamamoto Kiyoshi, Yamane Kamekichi, Yoneda Hitoshi, Yoneda Keiichi, Yoneda Yuku, Yonesawa Kiyoko. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Well, thank you very much. Those are the names that we have on our Shotsuki Hoyo list for the month of August. If you lost someone in the month of August and the name's not on the list, please let us know. We'll add the name. There is no charge for this. I'll go ahead now and do the sutra chanting. I'll first chant Shishinrai, which is expressing our reliance on the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. I'll then start chanting Sanbutsuge, and if you have a book at home or you can read off the screen, it'd be lovely if you join me in the chanting of the Sanbutsuge. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Busatsu, Daimuryo, Jukyo, Sanbutsuge, Kogen Gigi, Ijin Mugoku Nyode Enmyo, Muyoto sha Nichigaten mani Shuko enyo kaishten onpe Yunyaku jumoku Nyorai yogen Chote morin Shogaku daion Koru jippo Kaimon shojin Tamai chie Itoku muryo Shushokeyu Jintai Denen Shobuten Hokai Gujinjin no Kungongai Tai Mumyo Yokunu Teithon Yomu Nino Shi Jintoku Muryo Kukun Kodai Chie Jinmyo Komyo Itho Shindo Daithen Gangata Buten Taisho Ho Kado Shoji Mihu Gedaten Fute Joi Kainin Shojin Nyode Samai Chie Ijo Kote Toku Buten Fugyo Shigan Isai Kuku Itha Dayan Keshi Ubuten Yakuten Nokuman Muryo Daisho Shunyong Odya Huyo Isai Shito Shobuten Funyo Gudo Kensho Hogyaku Hinyong Oja Shobuten Sekai Bufu Kage Mushu Tatendo Komyo Shisho Henshi Shokoku Nyode Shojin Ijin Nanryo Ryoga Thabuten Kokdo Daichi Goshu Kimyo Dojo Chozaten Kokunyo Nayon Nimutoto Gato Aimin Dodaten Isai Jipo Raisho Shinnaten Shoujo Ito Gakoku Keiraku Unknown Kobuten Shinmyo Sega Shinsho Hotsugan no Hi Rikisho Shoyoku Jipo Seison Chie Muge Joryo Shison Chiga Shingyo Keiryo Shinshi Shoku Dokuchu Gagyo Shojin Ninju Huke Namandabu, 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 Namandabu. Gani shikudoku, Byodo se isai, 돈보다이 신 어지요 코쿠 나만다 부르만다 나만다분 나만다분 나만다 부르만다 나모미다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나만다 붓수 나미타 붓수 나만다 붓수 나만다 붓수. Well, I forgot to chant Shishinrai, so I'll do it now, which is kind of a devotional reading anyway. We usually do the three treasures together. This time we'll do it by myself as Shishinrai, and then I'll deliver a Dharma message. Again, Shishinrai, Chinese version of taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Shishin kei Namo Shotsuki Shishin kei Namo Shotsuki Shishin kei Namo Shotsuki so Namandabutsu, Namidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namadabutsu, Namamitabutsu, Namadabutsu. Well, again, forgive us for being limited to cyberspace today. We think we'll be back next week as you count it. We think you're on August 3rd. We're a little earlier. We hope to be back by the 10th or so. We thank you for participating in the service, even though you are trapped before your computer and at home. We, again, won't be limited to cyber services much longer. If everything goes according to schedule, we'll be live and in person very soon. This morning, we are, as usual, indebted to Alan Goto for videography and tech support. Our service is dedicated to the people whose names I read earlier, friends and members of our family who passed away in the month of August. My maternal grandmother was on that list. She was the one with a long name, Irene Pratt Trimmer Rying. She passed away 45 years ago in August in 1978. I guess that's 47 years ago. She was hard on me, consistently hard on me, consistently unkind to me. But I understood that she was lonely and unhappy. She was widowed at the age of 26 and was alone for most of the rest of her life, which was 59 more years. Remember when I was 8 years old, I had just changed schools 3 times. First, I went from the public kindergarten. The Catholic school didn't have kindergarten. Then I went to Catholic school for first grade. Then we moved to Fresno, and I went to Sacred Heart Parish. And then my mother got us into a better school, the St. Teresa. So I changed schools 3 times, so I didn't have any friends. You don't have friends at a new school. So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm 8 years old, I'm lonely, and I'm unhappy. But I looked at my grandmother and I thought, yeah, I'm lonely, but it'll get better. She's lonely, it's not going to get better. Even though she had been unkind to me, I could feel sorry for her. Even at the age of 8, I realized how hard her life had been. You can't just care about the relatives you like a lot and not those that you don't like a lot. We know that, most of us, and we accept it and we make adjustments as necessary. Regarding our relatives and our long-term associates, friends, and coworkers, we make adjustments. You can't just like the ones that are easy to like. You can't only care about the ones who are nice to you. We bond with people, we commit to values, and we seek the truth. Now that's 3 things at least, and they're each important and ineliminable. We bond with people, we commit to values, we seek the truth. Still, let me try to unify the 3 in one little adage, which will be the actual title of this Dharma talk, because it all comes down to being a matter of bonding with goodness. What we revere in our search for the truth, in our bonding with friends and family, in our commitment to values, ethical, religious, aesthetic, and otherwise, is goodness. What we long for and search for with our religion and our science and our socializing is goodness. That which is wholesome, decent, nurturing, genuine, congenial, savory, light, gentle, nourishing. Our term for that in Buddhist tradition is the Dharma. We seek to learn the Dharma. We seek to learn the truth. To seek the Dharma is to pursue goodness. Pursuing that truth, finding that graciousness, is an endless process. We're always going to be about this project, trying to find the truth, trying to find goodness, trying to embody goodness, trying to bond with good people. That our learning the Buddha Dharma is an endless process is not a bad thing. When I was 8 years old, I also went to Disneyland for the first time. Now, if you had told me that this is endless, you're never going to finish taking these rides, it would not have disturbed me. I would have felt good about that. I would have been pleased to hear that it is an endless process taking those rides at Disneyland. It's actually not at Disneyland. Studying the Buddha Dharma is an endless process. And we should be pleased to hear that our efforts to understand the Dharma will not, in this life, ever come to an end. Genzo was one well-known Jodo Shinshu teacher, one person who expressed this paradox. We diligently study the Dharma while knowing that we will never in this life fully grasp it. Let me read a little passage from Genza, considered a Myokonin. This passage was translated by Dennis Hirota. If you don't understand, listen to the teaching until you do understand. It is a teaching that can be understood by hearing. But it is not at all true hearing to have understood it. Though I tell you to understand, in the end, it is beyond understanding. Genza. What we pursue, the truth, that which is wholesome, goodness, what we endeavor to understand is beyond human understanding, beyond full human understanding, beyond the ability of a human to fully grasp in this life. And yet we must strive to grasp the Dharma. We do strive to grasp the Dharma. We must continue to walk toward the light as best we can see it. We do have resources. We have resources to sustain us on this journey. We have the sutras and commentaries, more than 1 million pages of them. We have Dharma talks at temples and conferences, and we have them up on YouTube now, thanks to people like Alan Goto and Kathy Kumagai, Jeannie Toshima. This temple will very soon again be open to the public. Our fellow temple members, our Sangha, our friends outside the temple, they all provide emotional reserves for our use. With these assets, we can walk toward the light, into goodness, on to truly wholesome living. We have the resources we need for this journey. The journey is endless, but we have the resources that we need to find truly wholesome living. Our understanding of the Dharma becomes deeper and broader along the way. But in this life, in human form, our grasp of the truth is always incomplete. We listen to the Dharma. We view the events in our lives carefully. We observe the events in our lives carefully. We reflect upon them. We reflect upon what we have experienced. And the absolute and complete truth of matters still seems to evade us a bit. Now, I've titled this Dharma talk, Bonding with Goodness. I've also unpacked that idea, bonding with goodness, as involving bonding with people, committing to values, committing to real values, and seeking the truth. This is what's involved in bonding with goodness, really bonding with other real living people, committing to the values we revere, and seeking the truth. I've gone on to agree with the Miyokoni Genza that, in Genza's words again, if you don't understand, listen to the teaching until you understand. It is a teaching you can understand through listening, but it is not at all true hearing to have understood. Though I tell you to understand, in the end it is beyond understanding. As I'm putting it this morning, bonding with goodness involves bonding with people, a community, a sangha, committing to values, and seeking the truth. Seeking the truth is an endless process. For us in this life, the task will never be completed, this aspect of the task. The aspect of the project of bonding with goodness, which involves understanding the deep truths of life, will for us always be incomplete. The dimension of our mission to bond with goodness, which is committing to values, gets completed for most of us. You know what your values are. I can tell you what my values are. I value politeness, gentility, thoughtfulness, cordiality, graciousness, inclusivity, etc., etc., etc. We know what our values are. We can be clear about that. Bonding with people can be complete even now. Do you need to love your mother more than you do right now? Whether she's living, or all the more so if she's already passed on, you probably don't need to love her more. You need to take it to heart. I need to take it to heart. I couldn't love my mother any more than I do, but I need to take it to heart more often, that I am the son of Myrtle Louise Trimmer Gibbs. How should that person behave in this world? And how should he let himself be treated? We need to find the truth in the long run. We must become more and more settled in our commitments over time. We must become more and more clearly bonded with our values over time. But we have community right now, and we need to take that in. We need to let that come home to us. Do you feel lonely sometimes? You are not alone. I am not alone. We are not alone. Separation is an illusion. You and I have dealt with various problems. We each have our 83 or so troubles at any time, but we're not alone. We're solving them together. We have friends, we have family. You and I have communities in which we belong. We also have something like 93 trillion bacteria in our bodies, helping us dissolve our food, to digest our food and absorb nutrients. We are not alone. You and I are not alone. We have people that we are bonded with. Some of them are those whose names we read earlier. Some of them have passed away. Those who passed in the month of August, in one year or another, those names we read. We are bonded with people, and this is a major way in which we are bonding with goodness. Continue to remember the people you are close to. Some are dead and some are living. I have a friend going through cancer treatments every Wednesday morning. So I'm going to call him later this afternoon. I call him he says it's not much. It's a bladder cancer and it's an infusion of liquid and then that's all. But he's doing it 6 times. So I call him every Wednesday afternoon and see how he's doing, Keep in touch with those you care about. Keep in touch with those people you're bonded with. Remember them often. Call them sometimes. Send them letters. Appreciate your connection with other persons. It is a key for continued bonding with goodness. And please remember, you are not alone. Namo Amidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namanabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namanabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namanabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namandabutsu. Thank you very much. This is our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of August. I hope to see you in person very soon. Thank you. Be well.